course, everyone is familiar with my guest today for his groundbreaking work with the legendary Jethro Tull, but he's also produced a host of solo albums, the most recent being Back to Steel, and he's on tour in the States right now. Very excited to be here with guitar hero Martin Barre. Martin, welcome. Good to have you here. Now, we just sat through a little bit of sound check, and I have to ask you about your touring band right off the bat. Tell me about these guys. For four guys, you put out a hell of a sound right there.
We cover all the music pretty good, and we play Hunting Girl. And one of the nicest things somebody said to me in a long time is that they said, you know what, I've heard Hunting Girl by other people and with keyboards and flutes, and your version sounded better with the two guitars, because I mean, between me and Dan, we cover everything musically that needs to be, so that there's no holes.
Well, tell us who the guys are.
Dan Crisp is on vocals and guitar, so the two of us play a lot of sort of double guitar parts, sort of work very well together. On bass guitar is Alan Thompson, and he does vocals as well and plays slide guitar on one song. And our drummer is Dave Shepke, from Milwaukee.
From Milwaukee, oh
nice. He is indeed,
nice.
Yeah, so a local lad, and I met him through Willie Porter.
Who we know, yeah. Well, and of course, all accomplished musicians, but when you're picking and assembling a solo band, what other criteria other than musicianship goes into picking? I mean, you got to live with these guys for a while.
I'd say the price. No.
The price.
That's really not funny. It's a lottery, you know. You never know what you're going to get, and sometimes until it's too late. In my experience, but you know that we work hard at what we do. I know Dan really well. I knew him before he was in this band. And he's just developed. You know, he's just somebody who soaks in information and improves all the time. You know, he's at the beginning of his career, and it shows. You know, there's so much emotion there and motivation. Alan's just a great musician. You know, all-round great musician. He's got an incredible history, and Dave. You know, they're keen. They want to play. They want to play better every night. It's a fresh young band with a very elderly guitar player. Well,
but do they re-inspire you? I mean, it sounds like you're harkening back to your days of hunger.
Well, yeah, they do. But you know, I have inspiration anyway. So I don't need it.
Right.
But it's nice to have it around me to share it. So I've got all the will in the world to play and play more and play better and to be more successful. So that's all there in me anyway. And these guys are with me all the way.
Well, and of course the obligatory generic interview question. You spent many years in Tull, of course, playing guitar. Do you prefer being the guitar player, or do you like being in charge and being the head man?
You gave me a strange choice there.
Because
the being head and in charge, I'm a guitar player.
Right.
It was the other band that I wasn't. In Tull, I became less of a guitarist because the material got very. The selection was small, the catalogue we could play, so it wasn't as interesting as exciting. So the things that I wanted to do and bring into Jethro Tull, we couldn't do. This band, we can play anything. If I hear a track off an album from the 70s, I think that might work. It will work.
Awesome.
Because these guys can do anything. And that's the difference. So I'm back to being a guitar player.
And Back to Steel's been out for a couple of years now, but this is our first chance to catch up with you since it's been out. And I got to say, nice piece of work. I always go in when a guitar hero, and I use that term loosely, makes a solo album. I always go in with a little trepidation that this is going to be some instrumental, masturbatory guitar 20-minute solo thing. That's not the case. These are songs. A lot of attention to vocals, really great songwriting.
Well, thank you.
Along with some interesting cover choices. You cover the Beatles for one. That's always a ballsy move. Eleanor Rigby?
Just because it was fun, and I liked the sound of it, and you know, it's some people might think that's a cheap shot to put a Beatles track on your CD, but it just I changed it a lot, and I just hope it works. I mean, in my mind it works, but then that's just one mind. But,
two.
Oh, two. Good, good. But yeah, I'm not a guitar hero, and I want to be a songwriter. So to hear somebody say that they like the songs is amazing. It means more or as much to me as if, you know, somebody's a guitar player and they're in the top 10 guitar players in the world, whatever. For me, songwriting and music writing is as important, and sometimes more important, because it's a vehicle to play the way I want to play, but I'm writing, and it's a band. It's not a guitar band. Right. It's a band, and I need the songs, and I want the songs, and you know, there might be a guitar solo in one song and not in another, and it doesn't matter. You know, it's not what I'm about.
Speaking of Back to Steel, you also covered a song by another legendary band. You did Skating Away. And what was the inspiration or the reasoning behind that?
Just because I'm always looking for told material that I can reinvent and make it mine. I don't want to do a copy unless it's a very guitar-based piece of music, like Minstrel is, Teacher is, Aqualung is. That, you know, that they don't need changing, because the guitar is a central pivot of those songs, so that they sort of need to stay the same. But other bits of music, like Fat Man, we do mandolins and bongos. I'm not going to do it that way. Right. So I'm going to look at it and go, how can I reinvent that song and make it exciting and make it work? And some don't. Okay. You can't change. Others, yeah, that works, and it's fun. Cool. So it's a mixture. But the next one won't have a toll track. At least so far. So far it's not having a toll track, and it's tempting to put another Beatles one on, but I probably won't. But it's tempting.
The current tour, what can fans expect? What sort of song selection are we looking at on this tour?
We do a healthy selection of Back to Steel, maybe 4 or 5 tunes from that, and Eleanor Rigby we play. Maybe 60% of it's Tull, but again we mix it. Some nights we change 2 or 3 songs every night, just to keep it moving. And basically we're in a position of luxury where we've got a big pool, a big reservoir of what we can play, and it all works, so we can pick and choose on each night. And I don't know what we're going to play tonight. I mean, I do the bones of it, but a couple of things might change. You know, might put a new instrumental in a different song, but it's a really great position to be in, where you don't have to flog the same set for a whole tour. And 2 months, and going back to Tull, that was the way it used to be. Nothing changed, so nothing evolved, nothing improved. It stagnated. That's not what I'm about. You know, I want to. If I'm getting fidgety, I'm going to get a new piece of music in the band, and every tour I'm going to introduce 3 or 4 new songs.
Oh, great.
Every tour. So the guys out there that have seen 10, 20 shows are going to see something new.
Yeah. Is that the game plan? We're working on a new CD. We're touring the heck out of this one. Anything else we can look forward to in the new year? If time permits, the new CD will be out next year. Early next year. Great. I'm going to do a 50th anniversary Tull extravaganza, may be a word, but my anniversary won't be next year. My anniversary will be my 50th year, which is 1969, so 2019, and also is the anniversary of Jethro Tull in America. Wow. So I think that's a nicer 50 years for me. And I'm going to re-record loads of Tull tracks. Going to get some amazing guests in. Some of them I'm going to rewrite. Some of them I'm just going to put a different twist on them. But I've got some ideas in there. But that'll be after my next album. Well, you've sparked some things in me. We talked at Tull, 50 years. We recently covered Beatle Fest, which was an amazing thing for me, putting it all in perspective. And you remember, wow, the Beatles, 1964, and you see these people who, this music changed. It's not just a pastime, it changed their lives, and they've carried it. Do you think of this thing in the big picture and the impact you've had and that it's had on you?
Yeah, well, I think the music needs to live on, and all I can say is that I am going to make sure it does, and it needs respect, it needs quality, and I'm going to do that.